So today our postures that we will be going over are Warrior One and Pyramid posture. So Warrior One starts in mountain and involves just a simple step back. And Pyramid posture has the exact same foot and leg alignment, except for you straighten your front leg and add a forward bend. So those will be our postures for today, and I'll break down some of the technique. Like I said, Warrior One, we begin in mountain. So for this posture, you'll want to start by standing with your feet hip-width distance apart. If you start with your feet together, you're going to end up stepping back and standing as if you're standing on a tightrope. And you don't want to do that in Warrior One. You want to keep some nice distance between your feet. Another way that sometimes people sort of come into that narrow stance, too narrow of a stance, is they step back and in like that. And that's not necessary to do. So for the most stability, just come to your joint stacked, hips over knees over ankles position, just like we went over with mountain posture. And then just add a little springiness to your feet or to your knees and step straight back with one foot. So you can see I've got some space between my 2 feet as if I'm standing on train tracks rather than standing on a tightrope. Another thing to notice is the foot orientation. The front foot is pointing forward in this posture, and the back foot is pointing at a 45-degree angle, give or take. All of these instructions that I give are sort of estimates, but you want to help your body feel comfortable in the posture. So feel free to experiment and explore what feels good for you. A lot of people think that Warrior One is to be done with your foot angled all the way out, pointing towards the side of your mat, and that is not the way that we teach the posture. That involves a lot of really twisting around the pelvis and the lower back, and it can irritate the knee and the sacroiliac joints. So once again, keep some space from side to side and let your back foot point towards the front corner of your mat rather than the side. So I'll show that from this direction. We start in mountain. You can even bring your hands to that heart center position in front of your chest. Find a little bit of spring in your knees for balance, and then just step one foot straight back. And there you are, you're in your Warrior One position. The back foot is facing the front corner of your mat, not all the way out to the side. That's going to come up later in Warrior Two. Your front foot is facing forward. And then let's take a look at the legs. The front knee is really bent. And in fact, the deeper I bend this knee, while making sure it doesn't go past the toes and the ankle, the more strength I'm going to build in this front leg. The back leg is strong and straight. And this allows me to receive a stretch in my hip flexors and to really get solid and grounded in the back foot. So press really strongly into the lateral edge or the little toe edge of your foot and keep your back leg straight and strong. Sometimes I see a lot of this in Warrior One. It's only the front knee that is bent, not the back. So here it is, and you can do Warrior One with your hands in front of your chest or bring them up and overhead, just like this. And there's other fun options you can do as well that I'll show during the flow section, but those are your main orientations that you'd be in for Warrior One traditionally. For pyramid posture, the good news is we've already built the foundation. All that changes is that we straighten the front leg. Now we're not straightening it so much that we start to hyperextend. I call that your leg eating your kneecap. You want to keep your quadriceps engaged so that this leg stays really strong. And if, in fact, you've got some tightness in the back of the leg, in the hamstrings, it's okay to do pyramid posture with a little softness in the knee. So it kind of looks like your warrior one leg meets a straight leg. I personally love to use blocks for pyramid, so I'll show it with them. I take one block and place it on either side of the front foot for this posture. And again, I'm starting with my feet hip width distance apart in mountain, stepping back to warrior one, and then I'm straightening my front leg. You can hinge forward right from here or add an arm reach up and overhead, and then hinge forward. And that's your pyramid posture, Parshvottanasana. If your back heel pops up in this posture, then that might be a sign that your stance is a little too long. And if that's the case, just pop your back foot forward until you can ground and settle into the back heel. And you could stay right here like this with your shoulders about the same height as your hips, or you can adventure down further into your fold by bending your elbows, or as you get more settled, removing the blocks. So stay here for a few breaths. And then we'll look towards the top of our mats, take a little bend in your front knee, and circle sweep your arms all the way up. Coming back to your warrior one position. This is Virabhadrasana in Sanskrit. Virabhadrasana Eka. Then we'll bring our hands to the front of the chest and step forward, returning to mountain posture, Tadasana, with your feet hip width apart. Step back with the opposite foot into your warrior one position. Take a few breaths here. Making sure you maintain that length in your spine that you already found in mountain. And lots of length in your back leg. We'll reach up, circle sweeping at the shoulders, and lengthen the front leg. And then we'll hinge forward right at the hips. And again, you can use your blocks. Hinge down from the hips. Finding a comfortable degree of forward bend. Maybe trying a lower block setting or bringing your hands all the way to the floor. And then we'll bend the front knee. And we'll circle sweep back up to warrior one. And bring the hands to the front of the chest. And step forward to mountain. All right, so let's put all of that into a little flow. And I'll add a few variations that can be really nice. So we'll start out with the right foot forward. So we'll keep the right foot at the front of the mat, and from mountain, take a step back to your warrior one position. Circle sweep both arms up, and then we're going to add a little lat pull down, squeezing the shoulders back and down and drawing your shoulder blades together like you're squeezing the juice out of an orange right between your scapula. Reach up, breathe in, and pull down, cactus arms, or like a goalpost. Breathe in, Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. And reach up. Taking a moment to pause in Warrior One and take a deep breath. Then we're going to go into a little humble warrior flow. So we'll breathe in to prepare, reaching up long and strong through the torso, and breathe out as you bring your arms along the sides of the body and bring your right ribs down to really gently touch your right thigh. Breathe in to reach up, and then hinge from your hips to lower down. And notice that my palms are facing the floor here, and that helps me to roll my shoulders back into external rotation. If I go this way, the shoulders round forward. We'll breathe in, and breathe out. And we'll do that one more time. And we'll just stay here in Humble Warrior for a few breaths. And then we're all set up for our pyramid posture. So we'll bring our hands to the ground or to the blocks and just start to straighten the front leg. Add a nice forward bend here, releasing the head and neck down. So your gaze point will be towards your own back leg. When you feel ready, look forward towards the top of your mat, bend your front knee, and circle sweep all the way up. Bring your hands to the center and step forward to mountain. We'll do that same sequence on the opposite side, and then that'll be it for today. So this time, keep your left foot forward and step your right foot back, finding Warrior One. And the more times that you do this, the more your placement will become second nature. It'll be really comfortable and easy to find your alignment after you've done it a bunch of times. We'll circle sweep the arms all the way up. And then we'll add that lat pull down. So take a nice strong breath in. And then we'll bend the elbows down to that goalpost position. Breathe in. And breathe out. Moving for 2 more at your own breath rhythm. And then we'll reach back up and come right into our Humble Warrior flow. Taking your bow, keeping your spine really long, and then breathing in and reaching up. If that feels like too much, go back to your short lever length, circle sweeping instead. And then circle sweeping the arms back up. So either way is fine. And we'll do 2 more. Hold in your Humble Warrior, feeling all of that strength and endurance that you're building in the front leg. And this time, instead of going right from here to pyramid posture, we'll come back up, take a moment in Warrior One, and then straighten our front legs and hinge down. Getting right into pyramid from there. If you're feeling really good here in pyramid posture and you want to add a little arm variation, you could try interlacing your hands behind your back and adding this chest expansion. So that's an option you have too. We'll stay for another breath. And then look forward and bend your front knee and circle sweep all the way up. Bringing your hands back to center, taking a breath here in Warrior One. And then stepping forward back to your mountain posture. Taking a moment to notice the effects of even that short standing practice. So that was Warrior One and pyramid posture. Tomorrow we will go into Warrior Two and its complementing posture, which is triangle. So I hope that you'll join me for that. And I encourage you, if you just got going and you're feeling warmed up and inspired, to keep your mat out and keep flowing using your own body to inspire you, and just do what feels great and feels nourishing to you today. Thanks for practicing. Namaste.